Welcome back, guys, to the final round. And today we got to talk about Ronda Rousey real quick. She went on a recent podcast with Mr. Burt Kreischer. Burt. Oh, a mess. He's a mess. He's a mess. Burt Kreischer is a fat mess and kind of a loser. I still love Burt, but whatever. So, Ronda Rousey was on the interview talking about how UFC fans don't respect their sort of respect their fighters, and WWE fans have such reverence for their legends, blah blah. Uh, if you guys really want to know more about this, go watch Ariel Helwani's video. I don't love to respect Ariel, but he is right on the money when it comes to what's going on with Ronda. I'm just gonna make this pretty quick. It's like a 6-minute video, to be honest with you. Um, I am going to touch upon some stuff that Ariel mentioned, but when she's saying that UFC fans look at former fighters like you weren't shit, I'm you aren't shit, you never were shit. It's like she's got so much bitterness in her voice, and she just. Please go watch Ariel's video about it because he puts around the money. Is that she's mad at the company? And here's the thing. Also, like this, when she was on top, she was. I mean, she's the reason why women's MMA exists in pretty much in the world today. To be honest with you, at the level it is, she is all. Yes, people came after her, but she was the first. Chris Cyborg and Gina Carano, they were truly the first two pioneers. But then there was Ronda. Without her, none of this takes place. None of it. And she is still mad at the fans, which, to be honest, is the UFC, because when she lost her fights, she didn't she didn't conform or she didn't whatever. And the truth of the matter is this: is that she hasn't gotten over her losses, especially the Holly Holm loss. She hasn't gotten over it. She hasn't gotten over it. That's why she's doing this. She still hasn't processed it. As you can tell her stuff that she's got over it. She hasn't. And she's this scornful about her career and everything. She hasn't gotten over it. And I have to be honest, Rhonda, just get over it. It happened. It was over a decade ago when you lost to Holly. Jesus Christ, I know, and she is so competitive in the game, right? And one hand, we have to thank her because without her, women's MMA. I mean, this massive super fight between um Zhang Weili and Valentina Shevchenko wouldn't be happening if not for Ronda. All the great women's fights we've had, the Weili versus Joanna, um, you know, the great trilogy between Valentina and Alexa Grasso, and none of those were 135 pounds. Just crazy that without her, women's MMA doesn't exist. It might exist, but it's not on this level. So we have to thank her, and her whole thing is the reason why she. And here's the thing, she she sort of does get some reverence from a good amount of fans. But and this is one thing that Ariel touched on, is that she's bitter against the company, but she can't admit that because she wants to keep the door open, which I think was one thing that Ariel didn't mention, but he's alluding to. She wants to keep the door open, so she's shitting on the fans because you can shit on fans. It's easier. Everyone does it, honestly. All athletes, mostly. Totally fine. I'm a fan. I'm also a fighter. As a fighter, no, I was never a professional fighter, but you know, as someone who fought, for a living mostly, um, back when I fought, like, yeah, I would get mad at people for saying things in the crowd. And I was amateur, but then I'm also a fan, and I know that like as a fan perspective, I just want to watch a great sport. That's really what it comes down to. So, to be honest, yeah, crazy shit. That that Ronda Rousey wants to sit here and keep criticizing. And this is not the first time she's criticized fans. She's been criticizing the fans for a while. And one thing she mentioned. Now, I'm not gonna go into the whole Joe Rogan thing. Many fighters have come out, like Valentina, who is one of, if not the greatest woman in the world right now. She's number two in my opinion, but she's definitely one of the best of all time, and I think has had a better career than Ronda, as does Whaley, as does Joanna, as does even Rose. As great as Ronda is, her resume, fight wise, hasn't aged well, particularly, but her legacy remains the same. Really, I mean, her overall legacy is the reason it's tarnished is because she her last two fights, which were the Holly fight and then the fight against you know and then the fight against Amanda. She just after she lost to Holly, she never got over it. She was so ashamed, and because and this is another thing Ariel mentioned. The MMA fans wanted to love her, but she didn't really want that. She wanted admiration, not support. That's what she wanted. She wanted admiration, almost blind, I'm almost the I'm blind adoration instead of actual sympathy and support. And that's what she got for a while until she lost. She lost it. So please go watch Ariel Helwani's video about that. I can't really do it justice. I just want to come on here and pretty much say my quick thoughts about it. Don't really, and honestly, I wasn't even gonna make this video on because I'd heard about her interview, and then I watched Ariel's video. And goes, you know what? That's a good point. I'm gonna just make a video just to second his opinions about it. He is 1,000% right. 1,000% right about everything he says. Go watch this video. He is right. She has to get over it if she ever wants to, because she could be beloved and cherished by the community if she accepted her loss. And I've never heard her once say. Maybe I've not seen an interview. I've never not heard her once say, "I'm over that fight, the Holly fight." She's not. And one thing that Ariel mentioned is, looking back on it, we should have expected it. Holly was a world class Hall of Fame boxer, and Ronda couldn't stand of anyone really. And the girls she's staying with have better striking now, not the time. But that's the fact of the matter. We should have seen it coming. And it didn't age well because she was so ashamed and hasn't accepted it and is now taken to showing who she really is, which is a sort of mean spirited person. And we've all known this for years, but she keeps on showing it. And if she ever wants to be forgiven for doing this, or even her thing, accepted in the community as someone who's accepted for what she did and was, what she lived through. She lifted women's MMA to a different, to a level it is today. But yeah. Sorry, Rhonda. Just get over it. All right, it's gonna be it, guys. My name is Jake. It's the final round. And the fighters always leave it all the final round. She doesn't. Whatever. See you guys.